Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you the 5 new journals that are going up in my Etsy shop tomorrow on Sunday, January 10th. I plan to get them up around noon. If that changes, I'll list all the details and everything in the description box below. But yeah, these are the 5 new journals that I'm going to be posting in my Etsy shop. And so I want to show you each one, the insides of each one, because they're slightly different, but they all have the same amount of pages. They're all made the exact same way. They all have the same kind of ephemera and stuff, but they are slightly different. So these are all soft cover, fabric covered journals, and the fabric that I used was like, some of it was vintage, and there's some like vintage trims and laces, and then some boho trims on some of them as well. And then they're all different, obviously, on the cover. And the colors, I tried to kind of stick to a specific color theme for each one, but yeah, they're all unique. I didn't do the covers in any particular way. They're just collaged together. And so this is an example of how it would actually come to you. So I dyed some sari silk in different colors, and each one will have a different color sari tie closure. And I also, Jeremy said that it would be a good idea to do some wood burning, so I tried wood burning for the first time. So I also put like a little wood burnt tag on the cover, and I'll do that for each one as well. So yeah, this is what it would look like when it came to you. I'm just going to flip through this one with you guys and talk you through it, and then the other 4 I will flip through on camera as well, but I'm just not going to talk you through it, and you'll just I'll just speed that part of the video up. So let's get started. Okay, so like I said, they're all tied up with sari silk that I hand dyed, and this comes completely off, so you can take it off and never use it, or use it for something else, or whatever. Each one is about 5 inches wide by 8 3/4 inches tall, and they each have one signature. So it is a chunky little, I don't want to call it a traveler's notebook because it's actually a little bit bigger than a traveler's notebook, but it's very similar to a traveler's notebook, I would say. Like I said, they're all covered in fabrics. There's some vintage fabrics and laces and whatnot on here, just collaged together. On the back of each one is a little metal stamped plate that says Cover to Cover Creations. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get inside this one. So each of the insides is obviously slightly different. Like I said, they do have similar stuff in them, but they just vary, obviously. A lot of the stuff that's in here is real vintage stuff, so I tried to just pick coordinating colors for all of them. So they all have, on the inside covers, they have collaged papers. So some of the papers are like vintage papers. I have some wallpaper in here, and this is vintage as well. It's not really themed in any sort of way, but I would say that these are pretty florally journals. On this one, the front cover has like a little flip out thing here, and on the back of the flip out, I've just tucked some little tickets and tags and stuff like that, and this is like a little movable piece here. It just kind of holds these in place. So yeah, just like little tags. This is like a little war ration ticket, and these are all real vintage tickets and such. So I just stuck those in there. And then, like I said, I just did a little bit of collaging on the inside. And then I put this vintage envelope in the front. I just put a little bit of wallpaper. I did a wax seal, and I did this in all of them. And I just did the rose wax seal in this one, which I really like. And then this is a pocket here. I do have some pictures here so I can kind of demonstrate where the pockets are. So this is a pocket here, and then I've tucked lots of little things. This is a printable of a very old letter, and then this is a real vintage receipt, and then a vintage tag, and I've just clipped those on. And then on the next page, I did put like tabs and ruffles throughout the journal, and I clipped on a few things. This is like a little rose, little charm thing, which I think is so pretty. And then on the back side of this paper clip is a vintage advertisement, and like I said, it has flowers and stuff on it, and that is real as well. And then this is a pocket back here. So there's lots of little tuck spots and pockets throughout. I used a lot of vintage pages in the journal, bound into the journal. And then this is vintage ledgers, another ruffle here. Throughout where I felt like the pages were a little bit blank, I did some like little collages or whatnot, just to make it look more interesting. And then I also did some gold sprays throughout several of the pages, just to kind of add some interest to the pages as well. And this is avocado dyed paper. I did a little bit of stenciling on a couple of the pages in several of the journals as well, which I will attempt to point out to you. Some vellum. Just some book pages. This is a napkin that I laminated, and yeah, I thought that maybe you could use that as a journaling card or something in your journal as well, so I just clipped that on. And then on the other side, I clipped a picture of these gentlemen here, and I just put some little photo corners on it, and it's one of those Tim Holtz playing cards. And then this is a vintage library card thing, and then just a printable of a vintage receipt. So like I said, there's lots of printables, lots of vintage things, and newer things just kind of scattered throughout. This is an embossed paper, which I think is so pretty. And this is a page from a Peterson's magazine. It's very, very old. So I did reinforce it a little bit with some tape on the inside because I was worried that it was going to rip. It's very fragile. So yeah. And then there's another pocket here. I made some tags, and I think I put 3 of my handmade tags in each journal. And this is just a card with some pretty roses on it, so you could definitely do some journaling on that. And that just tucks in there. This is some tape, and this is real, like this is, you know, like new tape, like just some Scotch tape. And Nick the Booksmith on YouTube was making some like distressed tape out of alcohol inks, so I gave that a try. I tried mine a little bit differently and used some different colors, but I think this turned out so cool. So I just stuck that throughout some of the pages just to make them look a little bit older, and just to add some interest to the page. And then this one has like a little fabric flip on one of the pages. Not all of them have the fabric flip. Some of them just have like pockets made out of some pretty vintage lace or something like that. But this one I had a lot of, so this one has the fabric flip in it. Some more avocado dyed paper. Another page from the Peterson magazine, pretty ladies on it. Some ledger paper. There's another ruffle here, and then I did like a little charm with some buttons on it. And then on the inside of the signature in each journal, it has this like flip out thing. I'll actually have to pull the paper clip off here so I can show you guys. So it's holding in a lot of stuff. Okay, so yeah. So this, on the front of this page is a little tuck spot, and it has a tag, and this is a vintage postcard from, I believe, from France, maybe, and just a printable of some pretty flowers. So I tucked that in there, and then this, on the inside of each journal, it has this fold out right here, and so the inside of this will be different for each one, but this one has a tuck spot right here, and then I just tucked in like a little notepad, note paper, and another little piece of ephemera. So that just tucks in there. And then clipped on to the side, I had this Victorian lady here, and this is a real vintage little card or whatever, maybe some sort of fussy cut. I'm not sure where those come from, but yeah, they were just so pretty, so I put them on there. And then I also have this little label piece, which maybe you can find a place to use that. And that's just clipped on with one of these little index tabs. And then on the other side, I had clipped on this envelope, which I got from the Graphics Fairy premium site, and I didn't close it. You could close it if you wanted to, but I wanted you to be able to close it in whatever way you wanted to. So like if you wanted to put it this way and close it from the top, then you could do that as well. So that's just for you to do whatever you want to do with that. And then I also clipped on this little piece of ephemera, just with the months and days of the year, and then a playing card, vintage playing card. And that's just clipped onto the side. And now we are on the other side of the signature. So in this little belly band here, I have another tag that I made, and it has some of that dyed sari silk on the top, and I just did a little bit of gold sprays and stenciling on the cover, and yeah, so that's a tag. And then I also tucked in this little piece, this little, I guess it's a little ad from an old magazine, so I just tucked that in there because I like the frame on the front. And then a little bit more stenciling on the side here. It's so pretty. I use this like sheer, like it changes colors if you use it. I can't remember what it's called. Art Alchemy, Opal Magic. That's what it's called. And it like changes colors. So if you use a darker paper, then it turns gold or something, and if you use a lighter paper, it's like blue or pink or whatever. So I just really like the way this one turned out. And then this is actually a fold-out page for extra journaling space. And then more little tags. I put a linen in each one, and I just I picked a spot that I thought would look the prettiest. And some of them are mine, and some of them are linens that I purchased from other Etsy sellers. And this one's not mine, but I just thought the purple was so pretty with obviously the color scheme of this journal. So this is the other side of that page from the Peterson's magazine, and I just sewed on another piece of that sari silk that I hand dyed. So pretty. The other side of that embossed paper. And then here I've tucked some more little goodies. This is a vintage calling card, and it is very fragile, so I would be careful with that. This is like some vintage note paper, and a vintage ad of some sort, or I don't know, it's some sort of Victorian era ad or something. And then this is just a printable, but I love the flowers on it. It's just really pretty. So that's just tucks right here. And then behind there, this pocket here, I've tucked a little, this is from an embroidery or maybe cross stitch or something pattern that I had. So I just thought it was really cute. So I tucked that in there as well. And then on the other side of that paper clip, I've tucked a couple more things. This is like a little printable label with some roses on it. And then I just tucked a couple of stamps and another vintage ticket in here. And then here's another charm that I put on this one with a little girl silhouette image, which I love. And then this is a pocket as well. This is a vintage envelope, and then I just tucked a piece of this vellum in here, and then another little printable piece of ephemera. And then flipped to the side is a little ribbon card, and I put some of this eyelash trim on here because I just thought it was really pretty. So that just clips onto the front. And then on the other side, there's a pocket back here as well. And then there's this little tuck spot here. And then I just did a little bit of painting and then put like some trim on the bottom of that. It's the other side of that vellum page. And then this is some boho trim that I had. And then I tucked another tag that I made. And this is like the collage tag for this journal. So pretty. I love it so much. It's probably my favorite one. So yeah, that just tucks right in here. And then on the other side, there's a deep pocket here as well. So something could certainly fit in there. Something bigger could fit in there. That's the other side of that vintage ledger. And then on this side is a belly band. And I just made this out of fabric and just put a little bit of lace on here. So this is actually a double belly band. And tucked in that, I have this little journaling card here that I made. And so this was inspired by the little card that I made for when I was doing my Christmas journal with me. I made this card. I don't know if I did it on camera, but I showed it in the flip through. There was like a little card, and I did some journaling of my New Year's resolution on it, so I was inspired to make some more. So I have this little card, and then in the front is a little clear pocket, and I just have another teeny little journaling card there tucked into that. So that I just tuck into this pocket here. And then on the other side is another vintage envelope, and I've attached those together to bind them in, and that's a pocket as well. So that is this one. I love this one. This is probably one of my favorites. I know it's a little bit girly, but I don't know. It's just so pretty. I love the colors in it. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to do a flip through of one so that you could see kind of the basic layout of these journals. But now I'm going to go ahead and film the last four, and I'm not going to talk you through them because they're pretty similar. I really hope you enjoy them, and like I said, I will be posting these on Sunday, January 10th at around noon. So definitely go check them out and see which one you like. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you next time.